Velmos Island existed on maps, but sailors believed it did not belong to the world of the living. Compasses failed near its shores, and strange whispers rose from the sea at night. The island could only be reached by a rusted boat 2 hours away from the nearest town. During the journey, phones lost signal, the sky faded pale, and the ocean looked less like water and more like a moving shadow beneath the vessel. Everyone approaching the island felt the same uneasy sensation. They were arriving somewhere forbidden. Yet the fear faded when the hotel appeared through the fog. The massive building stood directly beside the shoreline, like a stranded luxury ship. Its white walls looked impossibly clean, and its glowing windows reflected strange things at night. The sign outside read Mare Noctis Resort, though some mornings parts of the name mysteriously vanished. Guests believed the hotel was paradise during their first day. Soft piano music filled the halls, the food was perfect, and the workers were unnaturally polite. But by the second morning, people noticed something impossible. The ocean changed every day. Islands appeared and disappeared overnight. Sometimes abandoned ships drifted across the horizon, with motionless figures standing on their decks before vanishing without warning. Some nights the horizon itself disappeared, swallowed by darkness. Far away across the black water, glowing lights flickered like another city hidden beyond reality. Nearly 2,500 people stayed at the hotel, yet the atmosphere felt quieter than a graveyard. Guests avoided eye contact and whispered carefully, because anyone openly speaking about the strange events usually disappeared before the next sunrise. One evening, a woman in the restaurant quietly said, "There's something wrong with this hotel." The next morning, she was gone. Her room had been locked from the inside, and below her balcony, there were no footprints in the sand. Only long, wet, dragging marks leading toward the ocean. The staff never discussed disappearances, and the strangest part was that none of the employees seemed to age. The hotel's basement was feared more than anything else. Elevators had no basement button, and stairwell doors leading downward were chained shut. Security guards stood nearby every night, yet everyone still heard the sounds beneath the building. At first they sounded like pipes rattling, but later the guests realized they were screams. Some voices begged for help, while others endlessly repeated the same warning. "Don't open the door." 10-year-old Emir arrived on the island with his parents after his father arranged a business meeting with the hotel owner. After the third night, Emir could no longer sleep. Every night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., he woke to soft knocking sounds coming from inside his bedroom wall. One night, he pressed his ear against it. A child's voice whispered softly through the wall, "We're trapped here." Terrified, Emir stepped away from the wall. The voice instantly disappeared. The next morning, a small wet handprint appeared beside his bed. His mother claimed it was moisture from the sea air, but the mark looked exactly like a child's hand. Later that day, Emir explored the hotel alone and discovered that the hallways changed overnight. Dead ends became corridors, and certain doors appeared in different places. The strangest object inside the hotel was a painting hanging on the third floor. Every morning it showed something different. One day it displayed a violent storm. Another day, a sinking ship. Then one morning, Emir froze in horror. The painting showed the hotel itself consumed by flames. Late that night, Emir stepped onto his balcony and noticed another island standing far beyond the dark ocean fog. On the distant island stood another hotel. The exact same hotel. The same balconies, the same glowing lights, the same shape. Standing on one balcony was a small boy waving toward him. Emir's body went cold because the child looked exactly like him. Suddenly, every light inside the hotel shut off at once, and a massive scream erupted from somewhere deep beneath the building. Guests flooded into the hallways in terrified silence, while the walls trembled around them. Some cried quietly, while others stared at the floor as though they already understood the truth. Then the hotel speakers crackled alive with a distorted announcement echoing through every corridor. New guests have arrived, but nobody had arrived on the island that night. That was the moment Emir realized the hotel itself was alive. Sometimes the walls seemed to breathe. Hallways stretched longer after midnight, and black seawater leaked beneath room doors. Every morning another guest disappeared without explanation. Yet the most horrifying thing was not the screams, the ocean, or even the basement below the hotel. It was the fact that nobody seemed surprised anymore.